Just don't feel my vibe. Music's calling. Music's calling. Music's calling. Just don't feel my vibe. Hey stranger, this is your girl, Kofya. Thank you for stopping by to say hello, I guess. Today I want to talk about will I call it the concept of being chosen? How do we know we are chosen? How do you determine? Do I say determine? Let me just stick with, how do you know you are chosen? What are those things that limit our potentials? And how can we go about reaching those potentials that is required of us as chosen ones? I think some of the factors that limit our potentials can be the factors that I think limit our potentials are low self-esteem and inferiority complexes, fear, doubt, and complaining. So you might ask me, how do I reach my full potentials? I just saw 4. As I was saying, one of the first things I think we can implement when we want to reach our potentials would be shedding what no longer serves us. That would look like setting healthy boundaries and unfollow. It could look like a block, unfriending, the list goes on. And secondly, it's important to sift your network so you can identify who is for you. That could look like people's moral guides or compasses. That could look like character. I could go on and on and on. But please let go of people, things, and places that are not for your highest good. Especially if you know you have been called for an assignment. Everyone has an assignment in different areas of life. And your assignment would require how you reach out to people, how you're able to affect lives. You wouldn't need to be the wealthiest person. You wouldn't need to be the most beautiful person. Sometimes, all the time, God uses ordinary people. I couldn't help but keep smiling. I've just been smiling and grinning from ear to ear. Guess what? I just saw 888. As I was saying, let go of people, things, and places that are not of your highest good. Speaking to the lot, chosen ones, to reach your full potential, you need to walk in alignment with your purpose. Have you found your purpose and why you were born? If you have found it, what have you done towards achieving your purpose and making a difference? If you haven't, this is the time to search yourself. What are those things that you do that makes you happy? Because I'm not talking about being selfish here. I'm talking about when you want to touch people's lives, when you want to be soft, when you want to be human. What are those things that you do that gives you joy? You can see it from the angle of teaching, giving a helping hand. You know, we as human beings, we all have a love language. In case you don't know what the love languages are, we have acts of service, giving gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch, and the fifth one is I'll remember it anyway. But you can still check it out. I will put the link in the description box. Moving on, it's good that as an individual you discover what you are here for. That way you will know how to channel your energy. We look at ourselves and be like, what do I have to offer, self? See when doubt comes in. I mean, something is laid in your mind or in your heart to do, but you tend to criticize yourself. Sometimes you can use the excuse of not being ready to delay it. You know, we're all special and we all have gifts which have been given to us from birth. I just saw 333. Okay, please ignore me. I'm sorry for my voice, so I have been under the weather. I just had to record this. I had a time frame to work with. So the lot, children succumb to the fear of the unknown just because we are not sure what to expect if we decide to follow such callings. And don't forget, every career there's a calling. No matter what walk of life you're from, there's a calling. You have been called to make a difference somewhere. So sometimes, even when you have to reach such potentials, because of fear and doubts, I'm not feeling good enough. I know that a lot of people their self-esteem got dampened over the years as a result of criticism from close ones. Meanwhile, when you have done what you need to reach your potentials, a couple of things will help you know or confirm that you are chosen. You will notice that you really don't fit in, no matter how hard you try. You will question everything, no matter how insignificant. And for you in particular, you find out that life seems more challenging compared to other people. And deep down inside, you have an inner knowing of your potential to impact others. It's a gut feeling that you're destined for greatness. You would sometimes find out that you are quite popular, but you really don't have friends. And for some reason, you would have moments of realizations when you feel something or someone is watching over you. That's how you know that you are chosen. So peradventure, you are still trying to find your purpose. I think it's best you ask. Ask the Holy Spirit, search yourself, and in the process you will get instructions concerning your calling and your purpose. It will be revealed to you. It can be through angels, it can be through visions, it can be in dreams, or a word of confirmation from someone. It can be through a sermon, someone's counsel, or at an event. The Holy Spirit speaks, God speaks, and nudges us. But you know, sometimes we're very stubborn and we're scared to take that leap because of what we think society will say. And so it's crazy. I mean, let me even talk about one character in the Bible, Gideon. Gideon is a compelling example of an unlikely warrior that led an outnumbered army of Israelites into a confrontation with one of its oppressors, the Midianites. And if you actually think of what Midianites mean, it means strife. Strife. So if you liken it to your everyday life, I think some chosen ones tend to undergo strife for a really long time. And this is because of disobedience to God. Sometimes we do not know it's because of the disobedience. It takes us a while to actually decipher that this is where our issues are coming from. So because of disobedience, God allowed them to suffer 7 years of strife and oppression. Now, when it got to this point, desperate times called for desperate measures. So God had to look among the Israelites to see who he would use. So he set his eyes on one man, Gideon. Now, Gideon was hiding. He was hiding because there was so much heat from the enemy. So God had to send an angel to encourage him. And even when the angel came, the angel told him, "Oh, mighty man of valor," gave him so many accolades. Said the Lord is with him. Funny thing was, Gideon was still very skeptic. In fact, he even had to complain that if God is truly for us, why do we have to suffer the way we are suffering? I think that's in Judges chapter 6. Judges 6. Let me just confirm. Yes, Judges 6. And verse 13, Gideon replied, "If the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are all his wonders that our fathers told us about when they said, 'Did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt?' But now the Lord has abandoned us and put us into the hands of Midian." Strife. The angel kept on encouraging him. And you know where I find very interesting? Even though Gideon believed that, okay, it was God that was talking to him, he asked for a sign. And he got about, I think he got about 3 or 4 signs. So don't think that you are the only one. Don't think that you're the only one that would doubt if you're really hearing what you're hearing. Imagine Gideon had to ask for signs. God gave him signs. The first one was the angel performing some abracadabra, setting the bread and the broth ablaze just to accept his sacrifice. The second one was Gideon was asking God, please don't be offended. Could you perform another sign? Let me read that part. Okay, he said, if you will save my... Gideon said to God, verse 36, "If you will save Israel by my hand as you have promised, look, I will place a wool fleece on the threshing floor. If there is dew only on the fleece and all the ground is dry, then I will know that you will save Israel by my hand as you said." And that was what happened the next day. He came out and he wrung water out of it. Now, he didn't stop there. He even had to plead and said, verse 39 says, "Do not be angry with me." Gideon said to God, "Do not be angry with me. Let me make just one more request. Allow me one more test with the fleece. This time, make the fleece dry and the ground covered with dew." And that was what God did. Do you know that even with all these signs, Gideon was still skeptic? And God, being merciful, saw his heart and saw that he probably actually wants to carry out this assignment, but he's scared and just needs a reassurance. Somehow God led him to the camp of the Midian, led him to a camp where he overheard someone telling another person the dream he had. And the interpreter confirmed it that Gideon was going to win that battle against the Midianites. That was all he needed. You see that confirmation, it relieved him so much that he went back and started making all the plans he could. He won one of the most strategic military wars in all of history. He stood out as bold. And you know the interesting thing about God? Gideon, that had recruited 32,000 men into battle, God had to help him shred them. First of all, he told them that he should ask the 32,000, if you are scared or if you are afraid, you can leave. Do you know that from 32, the troops cut down to 10,000? Even with that, God said, there are still too many. I want to do something that they will know that it's only by God's hand. You see, God puts us in situations just to glorify himself and teach us valuable lessons. That his ability is limitless. His power is perfect in our weaknesses. That he will fight for us. It just takes an obedient heart. One obedient heart in the hands of God is powerful enough to make a difference. It doesn't take thousands of people to make an impact. So God had to cut down the Israelites from 10,000 to 300 men. 300. They were completely outnumbered. If you go through verse 7, you will see how God helped him to sieve through till he got down to the perfect 300 that God wanted him to go into battle with. Sometimes we limit ourselves by feeling incompetent. But do you know that God has given you the strength that you need to execute every assignment that he has given to you? So, are you the chosen one? I do not know where God is calling you to. I do not know what your calling is. Only you can figure that out. I am just a messenger. And the message I have for you is that take that call. God has the power to sift everything in your favor. Just take the call. You're not worthless. You're precious. You're not left out. You're wanted. You're not invincible. With your shining soul, love has spoken. You are chosen. You're not worthless. You're precious. You're not left out. You're wanted. You're not invincible. With your shining soul, love has spoken. You are chosen. Your fear is courageous. Your weakness is strong. Hold on to faith and you'll more than overcome. This is your identity. You're called to be your royalty. You are chosen. You are chosen. Your fear is courageous. Your weakness is strong. Hold on to faith and you'll more than overcome. This is who you're made to be. Come and see your destiny. You are chosen. You are chosen. Thank you for spending some time with me. Everything you need to know is in the description box. We're open to donations. Your energetic donation is highly, highly, highly appreciated. It would also mean the world to me if you could just like this video so that this message can get to those who need to hear it. I hope you have made up your mind to search yourself and find your purpose. See you in my next video. Subscribe and have a good day.